Welcome to Out of the Matrix, the channel where we delve into the labyrinth of the world's most compelling conspiracy theories. Today, we're navigating the complex maze of theories surrounding global control through pandemics and viruses. We'll examine the murky origins, the main proponents, and the criticisms of these captivating theories. We're not here to convince or debunk, but to analyze and provoke thought. So, fasten your seatbelts, open your minds, and prepare to embark on a journey to decipher the truth behind these controversial theories. Diving right into our first conspiracy theory, the idea that viruses are engineered as bioweapons for global control. This theory, as intriguing as it is controversial, has its roots in the murky depths of Cold War paranoia, a time when biological warfare was a very real threat. The proponents of this theory range from armchair theorists to fringe scientists, all united by a belief that pandemics are not mere accidents of nature but are, in fact, orchestrated events. They argue that viruses are the perfect weapon. Invisible, easily spread, and capable of causing widespread fear, they serve as a means to exert control on a global scale. Critics of the theory, however, point out a significant lack of concrete evidence. They argue that viruses are too unpredictable and difficult to control to be effective weapons. Moreover, the scientific community is largely critical of this theory. Many experts dismiss it as baseless speculation. They stress that while biosecurity is a real concern, the idea of intentionally engineered pandemics falls into the realm of science fiction rather than fact. They point out that nature is more than capable of creating devastating viruses without human intervention. So, while the bioweapon theory is enticing for some, it remains largely unsupported by the scientific community. It's a theory that thrives on fear and uncertainty, but one that fails to stand up to rigorous scientific scrutiny. Moving on to our second theory, which postulates that pandemics are intentionally spread as a means of population control. This idea, while unsettling, has found traction among a niche of conspiracy theorists. The theory has its roots in the fear of overpopulation, a genuine global concern. Some believe that powerful entities, usually shrouded in secrecy, release deadly viruses to curb population growth and maintain control over resources. Historically, the concept of population control through disease isn't new. However, it's typically been associated with natural forces or divine intervention, not human agency. The modern variant of this theory takes a darker, more sinister turn, suggesting deliberate human involvement. The primary proponents of this theory are fringe elements, often voicing their ideas in the shadowy corners of the internet. They argue that pandemics, by thinning the population, could alleviate resource strain and environmental degradation. This, they suggest, could be a motive for the alleged secret societies or governments. However, the theory faces stringent criticism. Most experts contend that there are more ethical and effective methods to manage population growth, such as education, family planning, and social development. They also point out the massive risk and unpredictability involved in unleashing a pandemic. It's a blunt instrument, not a precision tool. This theory, like the first, is controversial and lacks substantial evidence, but continues to captivate a significant audience. Our third and final theory suggests that viruses are used as a tool for economic control. This idea has been bandied about for quite some time. It originated from the observation that significant economic shifts often follow in the wake of global pandemics. The proponents of this theory are primarily found on the fringes of mainstream thought. They argue that these economic shifts are not incidental but are, in fact, orchestrated by those in power. They believe that these individuals or groups unleash viruses to manipulate the global economy to their advantage. However, this theory has been met with robust criticism from both economists and scientists. Economists point out that pandemics typically cause economic instability and distress, rather than facilitating control. It's a risky and unpredictable method, they say, to control something as complex and volatile as the global economy. Scientists, on the other hand, argue against the feasibility of controlling a virus once it's released into the population. They highlight the unpredictability of viral mutations and the inherent risk associated with such an approach. Despite the fascinating nature of this theory, it's important to note that it lacks concrete evidence. The consensus among experts is that while pandemics do undeniably impact economies, they are far more likely to cause economic instability than control. Despite its intrigue, this theory also lacks concrete evidence and is generally dismissed by economists and scientists alike. We've ventured into the depths of 3 fascinating theories today, each proposing that pandemics and viruses are tools for global control. We've explored the notion of viruses being used as bioweapons, where these microscopic entities could potentially be manipulated and released to exert power, influence, or even wage war. We've also delved into the concept of pandemics as a means of population control, an idea that suggests these wide-scale health crises are orchestrated or exploited to manage global population numbers. Lastly, we've examined the theory of viruses as instruments of economic control, positing that these biological events can be used to manipulate markets, economies, and indeed the very fabric of our global financial system. But what does all this mean? And how should we, as critical thinkers, engage with these ideas? Firstly, it's important to remember that these are theories. They are conjectures, ideas, and narratives that attempt to explain complex and often chaotic events. They are not absolute truths, but rather, they are lenses through which we can examine the world around us. Secondly, while these theories may seem alarming or even frightening, it's crucial to approach them with a healthy degree of skepticism. Conspiracy theories can often simplify complex issues, and while they can provide alternative viewpoints, they can also distort reality. As we navigate through this labyrinth of ideas, it's essential to question, to probe, to doubt, and to seek out evidence. Lastly, we encourage you to keep exploring. Read widely, engage in debate, listen to differing opinions. Knowledge is power, and the more we understand about these theories, the better equipped we will be to engage with them critically. Remember, in the world of conspiracy theories, it's essential to question everything. Thank you for joining us on this journey out of the Matrix. Subscribe for more exploration into the enigmatic world of conspiracy theories. Until next time, stay curious.